to Discovery Diaries. In today's episode, I'm going to take you on the flight with me. It was on this flight where the pilot invited me into the cockpit to show me how they fly the aeroplane. It's also on today's episode where you can be in with a chance of winning a Discovery Diaries t-shirt of your very own. Did you know that only 5% of the population have ever been on an aeroplane? That means out of 100 people, only 5 of them have been on an aeroplane. Well, it's really important I show you what to do then. The videos that I'm going to show you today are from when I got a flight to Valencia. Valencia is a city in Spain, so I was flying within Europe, a short haul flight. Now, before leaving to catch my flight, I'm going to do what every typical British person does when they go to catch a flight, and that is to check that you have definitely got your passport. Passports are really important because they show our citizenship. They tell the country that we're going to where we're from in a really formal way. You can't even get on the aeroplane, let alone get off in the other country without showing them your passport.
Let's just have a look. I've got it.
So, first things first, we need to get to the airport.
Let's start our exciting journey and get to the airport. That's where we'll catch the plane.
I got the tube, or the underground train, across London to get to the airport. There are lots of different tube trains going all around London in different directions. You have to look at the maps really carefully and make sure that you're on the right train.
Going in the right direction. This sign helps me to know which platform I need to go to. The train to Gatwick Airport is from platform 4. Of course, there are actually lots of different modes of transport that you can get. Trains, tubes, boats, buses, cars, bicycles, mopeds, motorbikes, aeroplanes. Can you think of some more? For your journey, you might have to get a combination of different modes of transport. I had already got the train to London, so we're now waiting for the tube to go all the way to the airport. Then we can catch the plane.
Did you know that about 80% of people are actually afraid of flying?
There are lots of different airports in London, but we are heading to Gatwick. We made it! We've just arrived at the South Terminal in Gatwick Airport. Airports are so enormous that they have to split themselves up into different areas to spread the people out. Gatwick has a north and a south terminal, but some airports call them different names, like Terminal A and Terminal B. It's just a way of keeping everything nice and organised. My flight leaves from the North Terminal, so I need to follow the signs to get to the North Terminal. That way I know I'm in the right area. I told you airports are enormous. I have to get a shuttle train from the South Terminal to the North Terminal.
There's a whole world of places that we can visit. So that means that there are lots of different types of flight. You have a short haul flight, which is anything up to 3 hours long. So our flight today, where we go to Valencia, is a short haul flight. You can get medium haul flights, which are anything from 3 to 6 hours long. And then there are long haul flights, which are 6 hours or more. So when we went to Thailand or South Africa, they were long haul flights. I was on the plane for a very long time until I got there.
Luggage, well, bags, and security. If I had lots of things that I wanted to take with me, I would have a really big suitcase or a big rucksack. I'd need to check it into the desks in front of us. That's where they would weigh it, put a ticket on it so they know which aeroplane it needs to go onto, and then they'd put it into the hold, which is the boot of the aeroplane. All I have with me today is a cabin bag. A cabin bag is the name of a bag or a small suitcase that you can keep in the cabin. The cabin is where you all sit on the plane. Because I'm keeping my cabin bag with me, I don't need to check anything in for the plane today. When checking your boarding pass or plane ticket, you don't actually need a paper ticket anymore. you can get a QR code that comes up on your phone. It's like having a barcode that you scan in the shops. After scanning my boarding pass, we'll head to security. To keep everybody safe, we mustn't take any liquids that are over 100 millilitres. That's because people have made dangerous things with liquids before. We're also not allowed to take anything sharp or explosive. That way our flight can be as safe as possible. It's important that we get to the airport with plenty of time because these things can take a while with lots of queuing.
Perfect. I've been through security, they've checked me, going through the body scanners, they've checked my bags, so now I can just head for the departure gates to find out what gate number my aeroplane is going to fly from.
Now we need to go and find our gate. That's where the aeroplane is parked. This board shows all the different flights that are going from the North Terminal at Gatwick Airport. There's a lot of information on these boards, so you've got to look for the bit that you need. The airline, flight time, destination, flight number and gate information or parking space all go onto this board. Sometimes when you look, the gate information isn't up yet. I need to look for our flight to Valencia. I get my gate information at 4 o'clock, so I have a bit of time to wait.
When you go to different countries around the world, they have different money. This is called currency. You can get money in all sorts of different forms. You can get coins and notes. You can use a bank card. You can even use your mobile phone.
In Spain, they use euros.
Okay, so I'm just checking my watch now and it is 5 to 4. So that means in 5 minutes time, when it's 4 o'clock, my gate number will be on the board. So I'm going to head over to the boards and wait for my gate number to come up.
Here on the board you can see the flight that we're going to catch today, to Valencia. It says to go to gate 48. Let's use the signs to work out which direction we need to walk. Have you worked it out yet? That's right, we need to head in that direction. Where do we need to go now? That's right, we need to keep walking towards gate 48. Here's gate 49. These people are flying to Barcelona. That's another city in Spain. We must be really close to gate 48 now. We've made it! To gate 48! We can double check that we're in the right place by checking that it says Valencia on the board. Yes, it does. The air hostess now needs to check our boarding pass and our passport. Then we can get on the aeroplane. We call that boarding. All aboard the aircraft. With an overhead locker to put my cabin bag.
Okay, I know what you're going to ask me. What happens when you go to the toilet on an aeroplane? Well, a lot of people think that when you go to the toilet on an aeroplane, it just drops down into the air and disintegrates. But actually, that's not true. When you go to the toilet on an aeroplane, all of your waste is stored in a tank in the aeroplane. And when the aeroplane lands, the pilot has to empty the tank. Oh, that sounds gross to me.
It's time for takeoff. But before we go, please can the pilots show us how to fly the aeroplane? They control, fly or drive the plane in the cockpit.
Okay, right, so I sit here, first officer sits over there. This is our joystick on the left here. So we can put it backwards to go up, push it forward to go down, left to go left, right to go right. And then underneath there, can you see pedals?
Yeah.
Just. So on the ground we use that to steer. So we push with our left foot to go left, our right foot to go right, and then we use those like brakes, like that. And to go faster and slower, we use the thrust levers, if you like to point to them, my wonderful assistant. So to go faster we push them forwards, and then to go slower we pull them backwards towards us. And they're pretty much the main controls. When we're in the air we use the autopilot, which we control up here. So we can go faster and slower, left and right, up and down, just using controls up there.
The pilots also had a special telephone, And if they spoke in the telephone, it meant that they could speak to the passengers on the plane.
It's a landing gear as well, so when we come into land, we move that down to put the landing gear down, and then when we take off we put it back up again. All the buttons up here we pretty much never ever press. They all light up as well.
Wow.
It's quite cool. And yeah, these buttons, though, mostly we won't press any of them. All of these up here, those back there, we don't really press either. They're all just fuses. And that's about it.
Wow.
Whoa, that was amazing! Not many people get to see inside the cockpit. It's time for takeoff! As we get higher in the sky, you'll be able to see the land and the sea. You'll also notice that on land, you can see areas of nature and areas with man-made things, like buildings and roads. What different things can you see?
When you fly to different places around the world, they have different time zones. That means that if you're somewhere in England and your friend is somewhere really far away, it might be a different time of day for them. Imagine splitting the world up into 24 different sections. Those are our 24 hours in the day. If you fly across the world, the time zone will be different and it will change.
In Valencia, their time is an hour ahead. Let's do some exploring in Valencia. Peaceful Spanish streets that you can wander around. Beautiful beaches. Oh, and look at the mountains. Medieval towers, 4 of them, protecting the city. A beautiful park running through the city. This used to be a river, but the river now runs around the outside. I went to an international school. An international school is a school where nations from all around the world can go to it. This school taught the English curriculum in English. I decided to teach them forest school, but because their climate is very different, different species grow here. Wow, they have orange trees and olives. Oh, it can't be time to go home already. I need to get the metro, or the Spanish underground, back to the airport. First I'll get my ticket, find the right platform, and do it all the same on the way back. Board the plane and fly back to England.
I really hope that you've loved catching the flight with me this week. Hopefully it will help you with your exploring one day too. Join me next Tuesday on Discovery Diaries, where I want to show you something really special. Where I live. It's really important that we don't take where we live for granted and that we love where we live. It's also next Tuesday where we can start coming up with some new dreams, new plans and new places to explore, ready for Series 2.
It's competition time. Here's how you can win a Discovery Diaries t-shirt.
All you need to do is comment below with your favourite episode and why. You also need to make sure that you've subscribed to my channel. On Sunday, I'm going to randomly select a winner and I'll announce that winner on next week's show.
See you next Tuesday for more Discovery Diaries adventures. I can't wait to know what your favourite episode is. Thanks for watching.